Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. So today, on Honest J. Nowak... So today here on Honest J. Nowak, I'm going to go on ahead and talk about dreadlocks. The famous 80s style, well, hairstyle that many of us have had throughout history. And of course, it was a very common thing to have during the 80s, but of course, it's actually gone as far back as around during the counterculture period, as in the late 60s, early to mid 70s, especially during the times in which the Vietnam War had pretty much been around in. But of course, the kind of struggles that we've had between America and Vietnam, as well as many of those other countries that were involved, specifically, that's just what leads me to call it World War III. So the drama behind it can stop today. But of course, in terms of how, well, dreadlocks happen to hold a part of our own history and as our own nation, I'd say anyone out there who has grown dreadlocks out there should probably get to know a couple things. Yeah, because there has been a ton of confusion around lately, because many people haven't even realized that dreadlocks were a very common thing. But of course, there were many people out there who eventually grew up out of that kind of tradition and have started to just simply conform to what practicality and common knowledge would pretty much go for. To have some common sense around in most of the workforce, that is, because after all, it seems that dreadlocks, loose clothing, and the like, especially if you're working with machinery, they happen to get caught in some sensitive areas or some parts that could lead to death or pretty bad injury. Of course, that was just one big thing about it, and there could be hundreds out there that I pretty much could take all day just to talk about at this point, but I don't know. Just a little quick thing about dreadlocks seems to be the best way for me, because after all, I shouldn't have to go blibber blabber, jibble jabble, or diddle dallow, dolly, or something, none of that. None of that kind of crap. Just to talk about some honesty about one subject. So my honesty about dreadlocks is that I have tried to grow some back then. I just don't really know what's been holding me back. I really don't know. Even to this very day. And so I feel like that's just about it right at this point. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.